So before this video gets started, I quickly wanted to mention that we've started a new line in merchandise, various different t-shirts, polo shirt designs, along with some water bottles, coasters, bits of stationery. There's even a hip flask. So I've personally bought myself a GB shirt this side. I thought it was time we did our videos wearing our own merchandise, and likewise I've also bought myself an aluminium insulated drinks bottle. There's loads of stuff on there. If you're interested and you want to support us, check out the website or check out the link in the description below. The noble art of selecting shrimp to breed a line from. This will be my first journey into that art. I'm a novice and I hopefully will take you guys along with me, highlighting why I've selected certain shrimp, and ultimately we will breed from those and take out the excess males, and I'll sort of take you guys along that journey with me too. So the first thing I need to do is I've got 2 tanks ready. They've been cycling for a while. They're ready to accept shrimp, but what I do want to do, 95% water change on those. So let's get to that first of all, and then I'll take you guys along for the ride of selecting the shrimp and introducing those shrimp to that tank. While I was cleaning this tank, I noticed, let's see if I can find him. See the little shrimp down there? Is he going to come out? So I've put no shrimp in here at all. The Busa philandra were held in another tank, and there he is. He's right over the back there. I hope there's only one. That is him. So it was in, I'm trying to remember if it was in, I think it was in my low grade fancies. So he'll come out and he'll go into my mixed tank anyway, but we're in the process of sort of just cleaning down. If we just zoom out a little bit, so the audio might be a little different, and what you can see here is my orange buckets. I'm still emptying my buckets, but that's how much I take out of a tank when I'm sort of fully cycled, or you know, I'm ready to sort of introduce shrimp. So I'll give the front glass a clean, I'll give the inside glass a better clean than it has. So I need to get a scourer. I have razor bladed it, but it needs a bit more than that, and then we'll pick back up. One thing I'll do while I'm filling up then, so the pumping system is working, I do need to move that over slightly, but I want to put in some PS Bacta. So PS Bacta, in my opinion, helps to green up the algae. So what I'll do is and obviously it's a beneficial bacteria, so what I'll do is I'll adjust that float valve so it's not too close to the wall. We'll put in a liberal spoon. There's a spoon that comes with this of this PS Bacta, and we'll leave it be until it's full, and we'll pick back up. I'll turn the water off for a second with my hand. Another thing I've noticed with this tank, sort of massively compared to my others, is the amount of copepod life in here. I can never pronounce that. It's absolutely teeming with life, which is a really good indication of a healthy ecosystem, and I've not seen it with as much in as this. When I moved the little ball valve, there was actually loads of little copepods sat behind it, and I had to sort of wash them down so they went back into the water. But amazing, absolutely amazing. Quickly wrapping this section up then, I've took some of the soil off the bottom. It was a bit too thick. I've moved the stone around. I've used the soil that was on the bottom and topped up the UGF box, so that's now completely full, and moving that sort of disturbed it, so it is a little bit cloudy. We'll let that settle, and then we'll get to the important bit, selecting some shrimp. It is a couple of days later, and because this is on a low shelf, I've set myself up a chair to do this selecting. I will set a jug up at the side. I'd have liked a little clear glass tank that I could have sort of dropped the shrimp in and sort of double checked them and made sure I was happy with that. But I'll switch the lights off in here so you get better video. Camera's all set up, ready to go, and we'll start the selection process. So what I'm actually looking for here is, I know that there are quite a few shrimp in here with a very sort of white genetic in them, and this potentially would be one of them. So what I'll do In fact, I'll leave her because I've found much better shrimp. So that shrimp has got a very, very white genetic, so I do want to keep that one. And this is what I love so much about these shrimps affair nets. The round ones from SL Aqua are quite good, but I do like the square one. It gives me a little bit more sort of visibility. So I'm just going to sort of keep an eye on the tank. Spot the white or the whiter. So I do quite like that shrimp. It's very white dominant, so I may take them back out of the jug that they're sitting in, but there are some that are sort of super white dominant, i.e. this one. Hand over the net so it doesn't jump out. Don't want any disasters today. And then I found another that's very white dominant. And I will go through these in a bit more sort of detail from the jug. But ideally what I'm trying to do is just create a bit of a line. So I don't know if you guys can see that one. Let's bring it over a bit. Let's try and zoom in a touch. So very white dominant that. So these are the shrimp that I've selected. The camera doesn't show it too well, but you noticed how there's a few that have got a lot of white, and there's a couple like this one coming up the side now who have got more of a yellow tinge. So those yellow tinge ones I'm going to take out and concentrate just on the white and the extreme white. So there's a few in here that I've selected that are going back in that tank. I am just sat here now looking at sort of male to female, looking at the legs, looking at, you know, what I can, trying to find the traits of what I can. So now that we've got these in, hopefully you guys can see what I mean by white dominant. See if we can get this to focus. So the light above these is very bright, but the my point is that there's mainly white on these. I may still change and take a couple of these out, but hopefully you can see what I mean when I say white dominance. I mean the red's not great on that one, so that one may come out, but it does have spider legs, so, and it may just be the way the camera's picking it up. If we look at some of the others, look at how much white's on these with just a little bit of tigering. So that's the idea. We'll sort of have a bit of a play with that. I mean the one over there's good. So heavily white with very light red striping on.